This person said, I'm an introvert. I'm not antisocial, but people tend to think I am. They see me sitting quietly, think I'm not participating. To them, simply being there isn't enough. They'll ask why I bother showing up if I never talk to anyone or join in discussions. They start noticing me to hang out because I'm ruining the vibe with my silence. I'll get accused of being arrogant or stuck up because people think I'm judging them when in reality I'm just staring into space. Don't hate the mirror for what you see in it. Don't presume to know someone by what they haven't said. Yeah, yeah, there's some truth to that. It's kind of like holding up a mirror to them, like when we don't give them anything and then they start projecting all their insecurities. A lot of them can't stand how we don't constantly gas them up with cartoonishly fake enthusiasm. Yeah, introverts and fakeness don't go together. We're like oil and water. Introverts and being fake or having fake, shallow, pretentious conversations, no. It's not a thing for introverts. Yeah, a lot of these are kind of like repeats of the same thing. They can feel us judging them, lol. You can't do you can't do one right thing in the eyes of extroverted people. If you're quiet, they'll wonder why is she so quiet. If you do say something, they interrupt you or act disinterested because you either took too much time to answer or didn't give them the answer they were looking for. The game is rigged. This is okay. The pain of being born as an introvert into an extremely extroverted family. I'm sorry, man. I'm real sorry about that. I don't know. With me and my own family, I think I'm one of the more introverted of my family. I mean, my older brother has told me he's an ambivert, so he can kind of be like a mix between the two at different times. Um, my other brother, I think, is pretty social, and my youngest brother is, well, I don't know. With his family, he never shuts up, but with like other people he doesn't know, he's quieter. Um, so I don't know. I don't know if he's just a shy extrovert. I don't know. I don't know what he considers himself as. As an introvert, I don't care. Just leave me alone. Thanks. Oh yeah, this person. It's kind of a long comment, so I'm only gonna read part of it. They said, it's simply the fact that introverts aren't always terrified of what everyone else is thinking. We don't feel the need to put on a show 24/7. People will either like us for who we are or they will not, and we're not going to waste our breath forcing ourselves on them. We can be alone and happy. Extroverts will never understand that. They literally depend on constant social praises. Yeah, so, yeah, kind of what he said about, like, yeah, we don't feel the need to put on a show, and we're not going to waste our breath forcing anything. You know, we don't like forcing things. We don't like things being forced on us. You got to kind of let things come naturally. You know, if I meet a person and they like are really like in my face and trying to like be forceful with me, like I'm more closed off. I'm not gonna open up at all. But if you know you're just nice to me and you give off a good vibe and I can, you know, over time I can see your character and you make me feel comfortable, yeah, it'll just happen naturally, you know. Um, don't try to force anything. Um, Only energy vampires hate introverts. Um, okay. They hate us because we don't care as much for social status. That alone challenge. I guess they meant to say that alone challenges their egos. Um, Hating quiet people is the most nonsense reason to hate someone. Like, bro, they didn't do anything to you and you feel pissed off because of that. Let's consider people liking that as red flags. Oh, let's consider people like that as a red flag. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, if you get mad at me just simply because I'm being quiet in a situation or I'm not really saying, it's like I don't really know what to tell you other than it sounds like it's more of your problem than my problem. Um, just trying to find another one. Yeah, like these people are just saying how like extroverts tend to make a really big deal out of how little introverts say, or if when we do say things, we might say things that they wouldn't ever really say, or maybe they didn't put as much thought. They hate us because we don't care about their opinions and we don't pay attention to them. Extroverts hate being ignored. Yeah, I think the thing that just kind of frustrates me the most, I think, is like these extended family gatherings or like any kind of big gatherings that I have to reluctantly go to. Like I don't really want to go to, but I have to. When I have to go through long periods of just going from person to person, like, oh, how's you doing? Oh, how's your life? Oh, how's work or how's school or what? All the basic small talk stuff. Like, y'all, I get introverts that drains us so fast. I get so drained by that, and it gets to like by the time like you know, person number X has asked me this question, I'm like, oh my gosh, like, can people just ask better questions? Can they just ask more interesting questions other than these basic surface level questions? Like, they're just, I feel like a lot of people, they're just afraid to go deep. They're afraid to like talk about more meaningful things, but introverts were not. Dear extroverts, if you hate me so much, then why continue trying to talk to me? Leave me alone, thanks. Yeah, that's a valid statement. I'd agree to that. I rather enjoy peace and quiet than seek validation from people that aren't worth my time. Nowadays, it's hard to find genuine people, especially with how expensive public outings are in the current day. Thus, I play games and chill at home. Yeah, I definitely agree with that. I like those real, down to earth, just genuine people. There's no like agenda with them. There's nothing pretentious or superficial. Like, those are the people I like to surround myself with and have conversations with. If they're only just into like superficial small talk and things that I don't really think matter that much, we're not going to have much to really talk about. But as an introvert, I put up with the small talk. Some call it fake. It's just noise. It's weird though. I think that's very so often that I think that off I don't know. I'll get called mysterious instead of being called hard to read. Assuming those people have interests in me, I don't know why they never made it known, so I guess they'll have to have answers to their questions. But yeah, you basically get the point. I don't know. It's just I can put up with small talk. Like if I just go to the grocery store and the cashier says or makes a comment about what I'm wearing or asks me how my I mean if it's just a short little blimp of or short little you know conversation, that doesn't bother me so much. It's more so like the extended periods of big family social gatherings or other big parties, and then just you always having people asking the same basic questions over and over, and it's like, oh my gosh, like please. Whenever somebody asks me a question that doesn't have to do with my occupation, well, I don't have one right now, but if they ask me a question that's not about a job or career or school, then like I'm amazed. Like I'm literally flabbergasted because that's all people can seem to ask these days. They can't just ask like, oh, well, how are you? Or I mean, they do ask that, but they don't care. They won't ask like, oh, well, what's your favorite color? Or how are you? No, I already said that. Or what are your hobbies? Like another question I wouldn't mind is like, what are your hobbies? Or what do you like to do in your free time? There's so many other questions other than what do you do, how's your job go, work or school. There's other questions, but society has like embedded that in our minds to ask people in social gatherings. But yeah, it's hard sometimes. It really is hard, being an introvert. I mean, but we just have very rich inner worlds. And I mean, if I could write down everything that I've ever thought in my mind, I mean, it would just blow everybody's mind, but I just don't say it, everything. Introverts, we think a lot, but we don't necessarily say everything we're thinking. We will say what we're thinking sometimes, but it's kind of very minimal. And also it just depends on the situation.